The Modern Game Podcast.
People were saying that it should have been called up for England this month, but it said Jude Bellingham, he's one of our own. Got called up instead.
To be fair,
I had to get
done
that.
I cannot believe you've just done that. Barkley should be in the England squad over both of those two players you've just mentioned.
Yeah, but see, this is what I was saying to you.
100%.
There were people that definitely deserved to be in the squad over Bellingham, but there's also people already in the squad that Bellingham deserved to be in there over. But there's no
as
no
a
way.
neutral.
I don't see the harm in it for a few friendlies. I don't see the harm.
Yeah, as a neutral, there's nothing wrong with calling him up. Like, he's not gonna die if he calls up. You know what I mean? Like, there's been people.
I don't think anyone thought that.
What was that? That quote?
No, Cavs. Because someone said,
what was the quote?
It's just reckless and aggressive.
Yeah, it's a reckless decision.
Aggressive.
Yeah. Someone called it an aggressive choice. Simon Jordan said, it feels
Was
like
he a Villa fan?
He's a Villa journalist. Simon Jordan called it, said that it lowers the value of an England cap, which I think is very harsh. Like, to play 11 games for a massive club and play in the Champions League, I feel like you still can deserve an England cap. Like, no one batting an eyelid. Sancho played the same amount of games for Dortmund and got a caller.
The thing is, though, it's not like as
people say,
as soon as he started turning it on statistically for Dortmund, he got a caller. But Bellingham's not going to turn it on statistically if he's playing holding midfield. But his performance has been good.
The thing is, though, people are saying it's undeserved, but
no, it's not.
It's I don't know. I don't really see the issue with calling him up. It's not like he's played no games.
Yeah, there's no issue. But it's like you said, Charlie. There's other players that deserved it a lot more than him.
Yeah,
we were having this discussion like before. We mentioned names like Maddison, Barkley, Barnes, but as much as they do deserve to be there, it's not like Bellingham's going to hinder the squad in any way. There should be players taken out of the squad to replace Maddison and Barnes.
And I do think it's also a nice morale boost for a good young English footballer, especially like the English media so used to tearing down good English talents that it's nice that he's got a call up such a young age. He's doing well. It's going to be good. It's going to be great for his confidence.
But then you say that, and then the media try and tear him down again, saying it's a waste.
Yeah, they probably will.
They already have. Talksport have made, I'd say, 4 or 5 clips where they've said, it lowers the value of a call up. Is basically saying he's not good enough or near good enough.
It'll do him the world of good at Dortmund as well, because he's got like Reina and Haaland. Like, they're both around his age. They're playing regularly for their country, but if he's now getting a call up, he's going to go back to Dortmund and he's going to have all the confidence in the world to go and kick on for them.
I mean, I just think in terms of credibility for a call up, playing 3 under-21 games, 2 of which he had, the 2 that I watched, he had very, very decent games with skipping midfield, and then playing 11 games, 3 of which in the Champions League, getting a goal and 2 assists from centre midfield. That, for me, I feel like
under-21s is. I feel like you got to go off club level though.
Yeah.
There's no players are ever going to get called up from under-21s that are just sat on their club's bench.
Well, the thing is, I think that's a very Southgate thing to do though. Call up from the 21s. I think he's done that quite regularly.
Think of I'm not being like completely biased here, but Conor Gallagher, Dan. You saw how well he's been playing the past couple of games for us.
He done great against us.
I'm not going to. You think he deserves a call-up?
At least, is he in the 21s?
For the scene?
He's in the 21s, yeah.
Oh, he didn't deserve a call-up over Bellingham.
But this is what I'm saying.
I thought you said he hadn't been called up at all. I was like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, he's been called up for 21. Regularly. Yeah, he's a regular player. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't have got called up prior to joining us because he was just sat on the bench for. Well, he wasn't even sat on the bench for Chelsea. He was getting loaned out left, right, and centre.
I don't know how teams managed to get away with it. It's like Chelsea had what? A couple of players like Van Ginkel. Like, how was he? Like 27 now, something like that. And he's been loaned out
for a long time.
He's been loaned out to Holland about
4
different times.
Yeah. But how would you if I was to raise a scenario? How would you patrol that? How do you stop that happening? Like, how do you stop teams from?
You can't really stop it, but it's as a club. If you bring a player through the academy, surely I know your first thought is going to be get him in the first team, get him scoring goals for us, get him playing well for us. But you can't hinder a young player's progress just because, like, what's he done for Chelsea apart from, they're paying his wages, half his wages. might as well just get rid of him.
I don't know why he's still there.
I'm going to sneeze, in a minute. I've been wanting to sneeze for the last 15 minutes recording. It's going to
go on, Dan. Let it out.
I was, I don't want to sneeze in the middle of my point.
We got a bit sidetracked from the
I don't know how we start talking about that game.
didn't
we? Yeah. And I want to say fair play to Grealish as well. Every week, the guy's proving
I tried to get
how good he is. Every week, he's proven how good he is. And I feel like Southgate still won't select him.
He needs to start.
If him and Bellingham start tomorrow night, Twitter's going to explode.
In my opinion, the whole England squad needs to be built around Kane and Grealish. They're the two best players.
It's like we were saying yesterday.
England's second best player.
We were saying on form. Yeah, that's what we were saying. But Southgate doesn't base it off form. Like he said, was it the other day? Pickford. He said Pickford. Yeah, he said there's no one that touches his spot.
I don't understand that.
But he's been dropped by his club. It makes no sense.
For me,
I don't understand Southgate as a manager.
It's like what I said to you though, Charlie. Based on form, there's only what other goalie did you say? Dean Henderson, but he hasn't been playing for United, so you can't call him up based on form. Nick Pope's been shocking for Burnley.
That's the thing. It's a good point.
To say that no one's competing with Pickford when Pickford hasn't been great.
Dean Henderson in himself competes with Pickford, but if you're basing it off form, he doesn't because he hasn't been playing.
But then if he bases all of his selections off form, he should play Grealish.
Yeah, and he shouldn't have called all wings. He shouldn't have called half the players.
Exactly.
Based on form, but Grealish shouldn't even be picked based on form. Grealish should be picked because ability-wise, he's one of the best players in England. That is the salient.
I think behind Kane he's the best. Maybe Rashford, Sancho's up there as well.
I think Rashford's got more ability than him, but
Sancho.
Rashford doesn't impact the game as much.
I would take Grealish over Sancho personally.
Oh, really?
Yes.
At the minute, I probably would as well.
I'm slightly biased towards Dortmund, but Sancho's one of the best players I've ever seen live. He's ridiculously good.
Dan's got off that one Dortmund game he's been to.
That one singular one.
Genuinely, in terms of players I've watched live, he just turned it on.
Yeah,
I think he got 2 assists.
Yeah, I mean, his stats did the talking from what you probably know his stats down from.
17 goals, 17 assists in 32
games. Dan.
That's ridiculous. No, because I have to keep reading off that stat because I feel like people properly underrate him because he's in a foreign league. I feel like people rated him, and now because he's become so rated, he's now become overrated.
I agree with that.
It's like that's what young players have got to do though. They've got to kind of move abroad if they're not getting the time at these big clubs that they're at to try and get stats like that on their resume. Because for someone like Sancho, that made him as a player.
Yeah.
If he didn't go to Dortmund, where would he be now?
I feel like that. If Bellingham went to United instead of Dortmund, where would he be right now?
He would be in their academy.
He wouldn't be in because Van der Beek's not getting in.
There's a lot of young players that are starting to do it a lot more. Even Lookman went over to Germany as well. He didn't get the game time that Sancho's probably got, but it's brought him back full circle into the Premier League, and now he's playing for Fulham and he's their star player.
The Modern Game Podcast.